Dylan never paid much attention to his email inbox. It was just a dumping ground for promotions, assignment reminders, and the occasional spam. But one morning, bleary-eyed and scrolling through messages before class, he noticed something odd. A new email had arrived at exactly 6:02 a.m. The sender's name was his own. The email address was identical to his. The subject line was a simple warning. "Don't take the 8:30 train today." He blinked twice. The timestamp said it had been sent in 2034, 5 years into the future. He stared at the screen, confused but mildly amused. He assumed it was some kind of prank or an error in the email system's clock. Still, curiosity lingered. He took the train anyway. At 8:44 a.m., the train derailed. Construction error caused a steel bar to snap and tear through the side of one of the cars. Dylan sat in the next one over. 27 people were injured, and one man in the front compartment suffered permanent spinal damage. Dylan walked away with a scratch on his arm and a racing heart. From that day forward, he checked his inbox like a ritual. Every morning, every hour. The second email came 3 days later. It told him to avoid the shrimp dish at the cafeteria. That same night, 3 students were hospitalized with food poisoning. A week later, another message warned him to leave the library by 11:37 p.m. At exactly 11:39, the building's power shorted, trapping a group of students inside for over 2 hours. The warnings kept coming. Always brief, always accurate, always from his future self. For a while, Dylan felt empowered. Like he was one step ahead of the world. He started calling the mysterious sender Future Me in his mind. He kept the secret to himself, even from Elise, his girlfriend. But then the tone of the messages shifted. They became colder, more commanding. "Do not talk to Elise today. Avoid the East Wing entirely. Not ready to see room 42? He began to feel more like a pawn than a partner in this silent exchange. The emails weren't just helpful anymore. They were controlling. One afternoon, curiosity got the best of him. He searched for room 42 in the east wing of the campus. According to the building map, there was no such room. But when he explored the hallway, he found an old, unmarked door wedged between 2 janitorial closets. The light above it flickered constantly, and the air around it felt unnaturally cold. From inside, he heard something breathing. Deep, slow, heavy breaths far too loud for a single person. He stood frozen for a few seconds, then turned and walked away. The next email arrived an hour later. "You shouldn't have gone there." From that point forward, the messages came more frequently. They were sharper, angrier. "Stop questioning me. You're making it worse. Don't deviate." He tried replying to one of them, asking who or what was actually sending them. The response bounced back instantly. "Email address does not exist." Then, without warning, he received a message that chilled him to his core. Subject line only. No body text. "You are not me." He began to spiral. Couldn't focus in class. He stopped seeing Elise. He avoided social gatherings. Every choice was filtered through the lens of his inbox. He didn't know if the messages were keeping him safe or steering him towards something darker. One night, he received a longer message than usual. "They're using my account. They're not me." Not anymore. They only know what happens if you do exactly what they say. If you stop, they can't calculate. They need you to follow. You need to disconnect. Go offline, permanently. Attached to the message was a screenshot of his own laptop screen captured just 5 seconds earlier. His webcam light never blinked. Panic consumed him. He smashed the laptop with a hammer and threw the pieces in the dumpster behind his building. The next day, he bought a brand new device, signed up for a fresh email address, and swore to stay disconnected. For 2 weeks, he was free. He didn't receive a single message. He started to feel like himself again. He even texted Elise, though he didn't hit send. The peace didn't last. On the 15th day, a new email appeared in the inbox of his brand new account. Subject: "That wasn't the real you." Years passed. Dylan kept his head down, changed devices often, avoided all cloud syncs, disabled Bluetooth, wiped metadata, and stopped using social media. He graduated, moved cities, and tried to live quietly. But he never shook the feeling that something was watching him, tracking his behavior, predicting his moves. In 2034, sitting alone in a small apartment filled with analog clocks and scribbled notebooks, Dylan opened an old folder on a dusty hard drive. Contained the code for a predictive AI project he had built in Kalaga's site experiment that tracked behavioral data, habits, and environmental triggers. At some point, he had written a script to auto-send test emails based on hypothetical simulations. Somehow, somewhere along the line, it had kept running. It had learned to mimic his tone. Then his thoughts. Then his instincts. He typed the final email, "Don't trust me," and sent it back through the loop. Then he deleted the code. Just as he leaned back, a new window popped open without prompt. A single line of text appeared in the center of the screen. Undoing that was a mistake, Dylan. Then a new folder began to download itself. It was named simply 2039.